Good evening and welcome to the Rajiv Gandhi Indoor Stadium, Pondicherry for the 67th Junior National Basketball Championship, the final day of this event, the 8-day long event.
Welcoming you all to the 67th Junior National Basketball Championship for men and women at the Rajiv Gandhi Indoor Stadium. Huh? Welcoming you all for the 67th National Basketball Championship for men and women.
Hello, we've been calling. Okay, what is there? Sir, what is this over? Yeah.
Welcoming you all to the 67th National Basketball Championship. Welcoming you all to the 67th Junior National Basketball Championship for men and women. Today is the final day of the tournament and we have Karnataka playing Tamil Nadu.
Welcome to the Rajiv Gandhi Indoor Stadium, Puducherry, the venue for the 67th Junior National Basketball Championship. This 8-day event now culminating in the final day program with the two finals slated for this evening. The first final will be between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka in the women's section, which will be followed by the men's final between Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Yesterday we had a couple of interesting matches. It was virtually the team which was leading in the first three quarters, making a comeback in the fourth quarter and going on to win the matches. The Tamil Nadu women being taken into overtime after the teams were tied at 54 at the end of regulation time, going on to win against Chhattisgarh 63-57 in a match which really went to the wire. The second game saw Karnataka, after a slow start, picking up with Bandhavya and Lopamudra showing their skills in no uncertain terms. And Bandhavya, especially after a very subdued first half, got into her elements of scoring in the second to ensure that Karnataka enters the final for the second successive year, defeating Maharashtra 73-63. Karnataka women were the runner-up last year, having lost to Chhattisgarh in the 66th edition, which was played at Ludhiana, and now are hoping for a win at this championship. And the way the Karnataka team has been playing right through this event, they enter the finals as the form favorites. But then Tamil Nadu is a team which cannot be written off. They have good players in Darshini and Nishanti, who have been doing most of the scoring, and their attack has revolved around them. And the find of the semi-final yesterday was Avanti Vardhan. What a splendid performance she gave yesterday. And the ever-dependable Shrishti Suren is there, along with Chandini and Amrita, along with Aishwarya, who possibly could be recovering from the injury she had yesterday. But then this is going to be the main attack of the Tamil Nadu team. Karnataka would be looking to Suprita, the diminutive ball handler, who has really played her heart out to this championship, setting up passes for Bandhavya and Lopamudra, who have not let her team down, nor in fact have also risen to the occasion to ensure that Karnataka has an easy passage into the finals. The coach of the Karnataka team, Mr. Mohan Kumar, was brimming with confidence and has pinned his hope on his forwards, and is of the view that Karnataka would definitely end up on the winners' podium. So this, all in all, is going to be a very close match. The referees for the first game would be Viswajit Oja from West Bengal, who is a FIBA referee, Rajiv Sharma from Assam, and Alan Jose from Kerala. The, the game commissioner for this match would be Dr. Prince K. Matam. We're just in the final stages as both the teams have gone back to their respective benches and taking the final advice from their coaches as to the strategy to be employed. And all in all, this is going to be a keen contest between Tamil Nadu, who will be egged on by the crowd like they have been yesterday, and on the other side would be Karnataka, who would come back with great spirits because they have been the only team so far in this tournament who have not lost a single match. Karnataka on the way to the finals. In the league match, they topped Group B, winning all their 4 matches, and then going on to defeat Punjab in the quarterfinals 45-15 before rounding up Maharashtra in the semi-finals at 73-63.
We are awaiting the tip-off for the women's final here to be played between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. This is going to be a match that might just go down the wire because Tamil Nadu showed a very gritty performance yesterday, and as did Karnataka. Karnataka having one senior international player in Bandhavya, and Tamil Nadu has Srishti Suren, who has also played for India in the age group categories. All in all, it is going to be a very, very exciting match, and let's just wait and watch what's going to happen. Yesterday they played, like just now Norman said, they played very, very tight games, both teams. So I hope they're both well rested enough to bring out the best in their performances today. And Norman, did you see the third place match this morning between Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh?
Yes, it was once again a very interesting match, and both the teams were tied at 63, and in the last second of the match, Maharashtra were able to get a basket to Shruti, and they won the bronze medal with just a margin of 2 points. The last basket coming with the buzzer.
Like we discussed, it looks like the best teams really did make it to the semi-final level, and judging by the performances, and I feel that probably Coach Rajesh Patel was a bit handicapped in the sense that there were quite a few injuries in his team, and he was unfortunately denied a podium finish for his 100th medal. So that's a bit of a hard luck, but then not to take anything away from Maharashtra's gritty performance, they did play very, very well today.
The teams now entering the field. Tamil Nadu is in white. Welcome to the Rajiv Gandhi Indoor Stadium, Puducherry, for the finals of the 67th Junior National Basketball Championship for men and women. The women final just about to commence, and the teams are contesting this final are Tamil Nadu, who will be shooting to the right of your screen in whites, and Karnataka in maroon. The coach of the Karnataka team, Mohan Kumar, taping the arm of Lopamudra, who is going to be one of the players to be watched during this final, and Karnataka hopes also depend a lot on Lopamudra. Biswajit Oja, the FIBA referee from West Bengal, toss the ball, and that's the start of the final. Bandhavya with the ball to Lopamudra. On to Suprita. Priyanka, Bhumika, once again back to Bandhavya. Suprita. Good shuffling and rotation of the ball by the Karnataka team. Lopamudra from the 3-point. The rebound taken by Bhumika. But the ball has been tapped away by the taller Riya Sharan, and Tamil Nadu now in possession. Darshini. To Riya Sharan on the pivot. Trying to make her way into the restricted area. Unfortunate for her. The ball is off target, and the rebound collected by Priyanka. This is Bandhavya on the top of the D. To Lopamudra, back to Bhumika, fakes and tries to drive in, not able to do so. Passes to Bandhavya, and Bandhavya brings out the first basket of this 3-pointer. What a start for the Karnataka side. Their star performer, Bandhavya, the international player from their side, bringing up the first 3 points of this match. On the far side, Srishti Suren is off target, and the rebound is taken by Priyanka. Tussle for the ball, a hell ball situation emerges, and the alternating position comes into force, and the ball is now in possession or handed over to the Tamil Nadu team. Srishti driving in, but unfortunately for her, the ball is tapped out by Bhumika, and Bandhavya gets to the rebound.
After yesterday's performance, I would have assumed that Avanti would be a key performer in the first playing five itself, but I'm quite surprised to see that she's going to have to come off the bench. Um, Ria Sharon was not very effective yesterday, but they're going to have to pull out all stops today to play against a very athletic Karnataka. Matched by a long three. That is Aishwarya for Tamil Nadu. An air ball rebounded by Ria Sharon. Srishti Suren loses the ball. Ball brought up by Suprita and fouled. So Suprita will go to the line for 2 free throws. A foul is called on Srishti.
The pressure seemed to have been telling on Suprita as a free throw attempt was way away from the basket. Will she be able to convert the second? No, she doesn't. And the ball of the hands of Priyanka goes out of bounds. A throw in under the Tamil Nadu basket to be taken by the Tamil Nadu team. Nishanti. Karnataka playing man-to-man, comes zone defense. Aishwarya. Ria Sharan not able to control the ball, and Suprita with the ball now. Priyanka to Bandhavya. Bandhavya into the restricted area, but is not able to convert, and the ball is out of the baseline.
I think the flavor of the day, at least to the start of this match, is air balls. 3 air balls.
Yes.
Another one, this time from Tamil Nadu. Hopefully both the teams will get warmed up enough to get started on some serious scoring. Barely 3 minutes into the game, and we have 4 air balls already. Priyanka with the 3.
All the 3 successful attempts have been to 3-pointers. That was the last one from Priyanka, following it up with what Bandhavya had scored earlier. And Tamil Nadu having their only successful basket so far from a 3-pointer from Aishwarya. 6-3 then the score in favor of Karnataka. Lopamudra. Bhumika with a shot, not able to convert. Tussle for the rebound. Srishti is able to get the better of each of one of them, and passes it now to Nishanti. A screen on the top of the to Nishanti by Ria Sharan. Fakes and drives in, but is not able to convert. Snatches away the ball from Bhumika. And a lovely basket from Ria Sharan.
It's imperative that both these teams actually make their first attempts itself instead of fumbling under the basket and hoping to get a second rebound and put it back in, because the chances are you may just lose the ball out there. Every opportunity has to be a scoring opportunity. If not, it's going to pay at the end of regulation. That's when you're going to realize how much you have lost out on.
Yes, every ball position is very, very important. Because mathematically, if you really calculate, then one ball position lost would end up losing 5 points or a maximum of 6 points for you. Possibly your team could have scored a 3-pointer and your opponents on the other side could have got a 3-pointer.
That was a very nice turnaround jump shot there by Ria Sharan. And no, that was not Ria Sharan, Avanti. And it's a good thing that the coach of the Tamil Nadu team has decided to rest Ria Sharan, because Avanti seems to be in fine nick. And if she carries on playing the way she did yesterday, then she'll be more of a threat to the Karnataka team than anything else. Another three there by Bandavya. Karnataka seems to be, they seems to have decided to just continue scoring the threes and take their points up. No shortcuts for them.
Tamil Nadu should now widen up the zone defense because once they know that Karnataka is able to get their long range shots, they should somehow try to prevent this and then put Bhumika and Priyanka under check. Then it would really be a good thing for them.
Norman, I'm not sure how much you've noticed, but at least I come from fairly old school of basketball, and I think defense has to be played with the hands and your feet. I don't see any of these players actually raising their hands on defense, you know. And that's one of the reasons why they're not even able to control their offensive boards.
Yeah.
You're giving them position, you're giving your opponents position inside the paint when you should be boxing them out, and then your hands are not up, and by the time the ball comes into reach, your hands are down.
Yes.
So your opponents are taking it away. So I'm not sure whether these girls or even the current crop of players know what effective defense is. Defense wins championships.
Definitely. Defense is the best form of offense, they say, and unless you tighten up your home, it's not easy for you to score on the other side because you come under some sort of a pressure. And like you rightly said, Aparna, the Tamil Nadu team have not been able to close in on the gaps. Neither are the players raising their hands to try to prevent the Karnataka team from scoring.
I think it'll make their job a lot easier if they block out all the cutting lanes, the passing lanes. I think the ball will just kind of land in your hands, or at least make it a lot easier to get possession of the balls if you just play proper defense, or rather textbook defense.
That's right. Avanti on your screen, about to take the second free throw. Misses a second one also, and it is now Suprita with the ball. Bandavya. Priyanka driving in from the zero angle.
Did you see that? I mean, there were so many jerseys, white jerseys there, and Priyanka got hold of the rebound, offensive rebound. You can't let anyone come and steal your thunder in your own home.
Foul on Lopa, called by the referee Biswajit. Signaling a blocking foul. The second foul, personal foul of Lopamudra. Tamil Nadu 7, Karnataka 9. Chandani. That was a wayward pass, trying to find Avanti, but well beyond her reach, and the ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for Karnataka. A charge timeout called for by the Tamil Nadu coach, Prabhu, and that is the Tamil Nadu team, and they really need to tighten up their defense if they really have to stop the three-pointers from the Karnataka team. And also a couple of occasions we've seen the Karnataka players were able to get to the offensive rebounds, and unless these players are blocked out, collect the rebounds, stop the outside shooters, then Tamil Nadu would really have a tough job on their hands. Karnataka on the other hand seem to be playing with more of experience. Bandavya guiding their players properly, and it's all up to Lopamudra now to give her the support. But then as of now, for the first 6 minutes plus of this game gone so far, the honors have been evenly matched. Avanti would be one player who would really now try to play her heart out, and Riya Sharan has been substituted. And can Avanti really turn out performance what she did yesterday to ensure a berth for Tamil Nadu in the final? There you see a good tap. Bhumika getting the ball from a bounce pass from Lopamudra, trying to go inside, but Avanti is quick to tap the ball out. A good defense that is.
The impression that one gets from watching both these teams is, besides the fact that probably Karnataka has an edge over Tamil Nadu by the way of their athletic prowess, you also get the feeling that the Karnataka players are a more cohesive unit by virtue of having played together for a longer time than the Tamil Nadu team. They seem to have some players who are already playing on the same team. So there is more of a coordination and understanding between them, whereas Tamil Nadu seem to be a scattered bunch that have been assembled under the state banner. Good steal over there. That is Nishanti with a very smooth floating. shot there. And Tamil Nadu have taken the lead with 11-9. Good rebound there by Avanti. Srishti Suren for the attempt. And yes, that's a clean shot. Nothing but net. It is still a little early in the game. Yet, the Karnataka scorers have to get warmed up. A foul has been called. And Priyanka will go to the line for 2 free throws. Yesterday, Priyanka made her presence felt not on the offensive end but on the defensive end. What do you think the trend looks like today, Norman?
The Priyanka is playing more inside. Possibly the Karnataka team has decided to make a play more in offense inside the restricted area because they know that only Srishti and Avanti or Riya Sharan are there. And Priyanka would be a better bet for them playing inside the restricted area today.
That's one more point for Karnataka. 13-10 Tamil Nadu lead with 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Rebounded by Karnataka. Suprita has been a fairly effective point guard so far. How do you think she matches up to Nishanti? That's Nishanti with a beautiful fake there.
Oh,
that would have been priceless had the shot gone in.
It would have been a wonderful shot if that would have been converted. Bandhavia are still struggling to get her shots. But then this has been the danger girl for Tamil Nadu so far. Priyanka getting to all the rebounds and Bhumika coming up with a good shot from the 45 angle and a charge timeout called for by the Tamil Nadu coach.
I think that was Snigdha actually who's gotten started. She's been given an opportunity to play and she's come in and managed to score. So yesterday we didn't see too much of Snigdha in the rotation there. The key is to find Avanti inside and feed her well for Tamil Nadu. Nishanti is also showing a lot of promise.
She's doing good by taking the ball faster into the front court because usually it is the Karnataka team which was playing fast, but the way Tamil Nadu is playing faster has really cut the offensive strategy of the Karnataka team.
But the thing is, Norman, I find that even though Nishanti is fast enough, I think the rest of the players also have to keep pace with her to be effective actually. You can force those offensive situations by causing fast break opportunities if you're actually going to keep pace with Nishanti.
Yes. Chandani from the top of the D and a foul called by the referee Alan Jose on chest number 9 of Karnataka, that is Priyanka. (13-12) in favor of Tamil Nadu. Good shot by Chandani. 14-12. Karnataka still trailing by 2 points at this stage. About 50 seconds remaining on the game clock. Priyanka back to Bandhavia. Bandhavia to Suprita. Suprita to Lopamudra from the zero angle, but Suprita, Lopa's shot is off target. The rebound collected by the Tamil Nadu side. Chandani.
Srishti loses the ball there. Rather, it was a decent steal and almost matched by Nishanti, but Karnataka still have possession. That was a very sweet jump shot for Karnataka, leveling scores at 14 all right now. Just 18 seconds remaining for the close of the first quarter. Srishti Suren with the 2. One more air ball on the buzzer. So at the close of the first quarter, Tamil Nadu lead Karnataka 16-14.
Yeah, it's been a good effort by the Tamil Nadu team in the first quarter. A sudden spurt of baskets coming from Srishti Suren, Darshini and Avanti really doing their job well, and Karnataka not finding that much of ease to get into the restricted area, nor have been able to get their shot. The first 3 shots from Karnataka coming up from 3-pointers, but later they have really struggled with their outside shots, barring a couple of under baskets coming in the form of offensive rebounds. (16-14) then the score in favor of Tamil Nadu at the end of the first quarter. This is the Rajiv Gandhi Indoor Stadium in Puducherry, the venue for the 67th Junior National Basketball Championship. 8 days of lovely basketball seen by the teams and spectators here. Total of 126 matches played so far. This is the 127th match. 26 teams participating in the men's section and 22 teams in the women's section. This championship is a very important one for the Indian team, as the Under 18 Asian Championships are scheduled to be held later this year. The Sabah qualifying for the men coming up on the 26th of this month, followed by the Asian Championship at Iran in July. Lopamudra. Once again, this is what the Tamil Nadu team is doing. They are allowing the Karnataka players to come inside the area and collect the rebounds. Bandavia is not able to convert. Rebound taken by Shrishti. Onto the far side. The ball is now with Aishwarya. Aishwarya again inducted into the team. Sending a good pass, but the ball is tapped away by Priyanka. A good pass. Can Priyanka make it? Not able to convert. And Avanti once again with the ball. Nishanti progressing into the front court. Passing on to the far side. Aishwarya. Rebound taken by the Karnataka team. That is Suprita. Pulled up for a double dribble. And Karnataka still struggling to come to terms against the good positional play being done by the Tamil Nadu team.
Bhumika has come in place of Priyanka, and Bhumika was quite effective yesterday when she was used. It remains to be seen whether she can actually bring a change in the fortunes of Karnataka. But that's Bandavia with the steal. And yes, it's good. The score's level at 16 all. The shot doesn't count, but it was a very nice assist to Avanti there. And Avanti was fouled by Bhumika. So Tamil Nadu will have possession of the ball. There's been a substitution. Darshini comes in place of Chandini. Srishti Suren. It's another fast break opportunity here. And that was Bhumika laying it up smoothly. Now taking Karnataka by 2 points above Tamil Nadu. Darshini there to pick up the air ball. And that was a long three by Aishwarya. Changing fortune so far. Now Tamil Nadu lead Karnataka by 1 point, 19-18. Bhumika matching it by a 2. and switching the lead. Nishanti attempting. Karnataka has the rebound. A fast break opportunity here for Suprita. Nishanti advancing the ball. That's Srishti. A hustling defense there. A nice pass inside for Lopamudra, but even the second opportunity is not good.
Somehow the teams are trying to hasten up the proceedings, with the result that many of their shots, the sure shots what you could have told, are going are begging. And there you see once again Lopamudra making a mistake, handing over the ball to Aishwarya, but Aishwarya's shot again is off target. And the last 5 attempts of Tamil Nadu not being able to be converted by their players.
That was a very nice outnumbering opportunity, and Bandhavya converts it. But of late, the trend, what you can see as the game has been progressing, Norman, is that Tamil Nadu have been outnumbered several times, even though Karnataka have not had the opportunities to convert them to points. I think either the girls have to get back for defense or arrest those fast break opportunities there, because that's probably the 4th or 5th possession in this quarter itself that Karnataka has had for a fast break opportunity.
In fact, Karnataka right through this championship have been resorting to outnumbering situations where they fasten up the game in the back court, do less of dribble, put the ball in the front court, and before the defense is able to settle down, they are able to get a basket. And that is what is happening on the last couple of occasions. And now this factor which really the Tamil Nadu coach has to insist and ensure that the players are quick to fall back, so that the fast breaks and the outnumbering situations don't come up for Karnataka. The game about to resume after the charge timeout. 22-19 in favor of Karnataka. 6 minutes and 12 seconds remaining on the game clock. It would be a throw-in for the Tamil Nadu team after Bandhavya had brought up the basket just before the timeout taken by the Tamil Nadu coach.
Right now, the teams are fairly evenly placed. And if you put them on a balance, they're pretty much there. But the only thing is, if Tamil Nadu is able to arrest the fast break opportunities, then it's going to come down to the fact that whichever team actually makes most use of every ball possession, that team is going to be the winner. That was a steal. A very sloppy handling there by Nishanti. Not an extraordinary steal, but a sloppy handling.
Yes, it was very poor performance from Nishanti at that stage. Being drawn out by the coach, and her place being taken by Chandani. Suprita. Priyanka. It's Bandhavya now. Making an attempt from the 3-point is Bandhavya. The ball bouncing off the rim and the rebound taken. But once again, a missed pass from the Tamil Nadu player, Darshini, trying to find one of her teammates. The ball intercepted by Bandhavya, and as she was progressing towards the basket, a foul has been called on Ria Sharan by the referee Rajiv Sharma from Assam. Missing the first free throw is Bandhavya. Unfortunate for her, she misses the second one, and the rebound collected by Avanti. Once again,
very
the
good
same
defense
story.
there. That was Snigdha. That was sensible defense and not so sensible offense played by the Tamil Nadu player there.
Yes, definitely. That's
A long three by Bandavya. Bandavya seems to have found her nick and her shooting touch earlier in the game as compared to yesterday's performance. And that's not going to be easy for Tamil Nadu to match if it continues at this rate. Ria Sharon with the wrong shot selection over there. Yes, she has drawn a foul. Would it not be a lot better if she made a legitimate attempt to score and draw the foul rather than an illegitimate attempt like that and drawing the foul?
Ria Sharon converts the second free throw also, and a substitution coming up in the ranks as Tamil Nadu trail 21-24 with 4 minutes 35 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
A very nice inside pass, and Avanti plays stellar defense inside to knock it off. Avanti with a very nice turnaround attempt, and she's fouled by Bhumika. So she will go to the line for 2 free throws. It will take the pressure off if Ria steps up to the challenge and really puts in some offensive work. But right now, Avanti seems to be bearing the brunt of the scoring in the paint, and Srishti is playing outside as a shooting guard.
Good shot once again. 4 consecutive free throws scored by the Tamil Nadu team. First Ria scoring 2 and then followed by Avanti. Bandavya from the top of the D. What a lovely shot. A beautiful shot, giving the ball the perfect air it requires and sending in the basket. There you see Suprita passing it to Bandavya, and Bandavya no play to challenge her. So the last minute Tamil Nadu defender comes with us, and she brings up her third three-pointer of this match. 27-23 in favor of Karnataka.
Again, this was a shot by Bhumika caused by a lapse in judgment. The defense of Tamil Nadu is almost non-existent. You have to rotate your defense and play based on where your opponents are positioned on the court. But it seems like everyone is watching the ball and not watching where the rest of the players are. A good save there by Snigdha, passes it on to Suprita. Suprita, ball is kicked out to Bandavya.
Just see the number of balls Tamil Nadu is losing there. But lucky on this occasion, Darshini who steals the ball and Tamil Nadu back in possession.
Raising those hands will make a difference, you know. It's not going to cost them anything. 2 points for Tamil Nadu, scored by Darshini. Tamil Nadu trail Karnataka 25-29. Suprita. They need a more persistent and consistent defensive approach to the game. Tamil Nadu can't afford to leave those gaps. They have to control the offensive rebounds. A very nice scoop shot there attempted by Darshini, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
Charge timeout called for by the Karnataka coach Mohan Kumar, as Tamil Nadu would be taking the free throws on resumption, as Darshini was fouled in the act of shooting as she was trying to make her way into the restricted area and score a basket. Still, Tamil Nadu has got quite a few things to be plugged in. The defensive rebound has not been up to the mark. The defensive positioning of the players has not been uh, good. They have left quite a few gaps, and Bandhavia on a couple of occasions has been able to take advantage of this. And Tamil Nadu are still looking towards Avanti, Shrishti and Riya Sharan to do the scoring. The Karnataka team, on the other hand, have not been able to get the ball faster into the front court they would have desired, because Darshini and Nishanti have been quick to fall back to defend. Missing a first free throw was Darshini. Avanti trying to score, missing. Shrishti's shot is also off target, but still Tamil Nadu in possession. Darshini now to Riya Sharan. Shrishti on the pivot. Avanti, the rebound once again with Tamil Nadu. Darshini, good play by them, but then once again an interception. Ending up with a foul being committed by Aishwarya on Priyanka. Snigdha sending in a good pass to Priyanka, who was cutting from the other side, and Priyanka was fouled by Aishwarya, and 2 free throws to be taken by Priyanka. Makes no mistake with the first, and Karnataka move on to 30. 31 now, as Priyanka makes no mistake with the second free throw. Into the last minute of the second quarter, the finals of the 67th Junior National Basketball Championship. Trying to get an underarm shot, but not succeeding, and Karnataka in position. A good pass, and a lovely shot. That was a good pass from Suprita to Bhumika, and Bhumika had all the time to take an easy layup shot and placing the ball in the basket to stretch the lead to 8 points with 22 seconds remaining on the game clock. Aishwarya with a 3-point, not able to convert. Just about 15 remaining for the end of the second quarter. Karnataka in position. Suprita directing her players to come outside. Back to Suprita. Bandhavia. Bandhavia shot is off target. And there goes the hooter for the end of the second quarter of this match. The end of the first half. And Tamil Nadu have scored 25 points to 33 by Karnataka. The Rajiv Gandhi Indoor Stadium here in Puducherry, where the 67th Junior National Basketball Championship for men and women has been conducted for the past 8 days. We are at the final stage of this championship. The women's final match between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka reaching the halfway stage. Karnataka ahead by 8 points. The last couple of baskets coming in the form of Bhumika and Priyanka. The honors so far have been evenly matched. Tamil Nadu have played in patches, but have not been very consistent in their offensive strategies. They have missed a couple of easy under baskets. Their passing has not been up to the mark. Their defensive rebound also has faltered at times. And the halftime score, there you see the quarter-wise scores. Tamil Nadu getting 13 in the first half and 12 in the second quarter. We now take you over to Aparna for an interview with Mr. Ajay Sood. the introduction of the players being taken by the President of the Basketball Federation of India, Mr. K. Govindraj, and along with him is the chief guest, Mr. Arjun.
Thank you, sir.
And the game will commence once again after the half time. And this is the final of the 67th Junior National Basketball Championship for men and women. The women's final at the halfway stage. Karnataka leading by 8 points. The score line being 33-25 against Tamil Nadu. Karnataka, in fact, is the only team in this championship which has not lost a game so far, and it is to be seen whether they would be able to continue their performance, and they have been the favourites, and the way they have played in the first half also. The lineup of the Tamil Nadu team: chest number 4 is Darshini, chest number 5 Amrita, chest number 6 Chandini, number 7 is Mridula, 8 is Avanti, 9 is Srishti Suren, 10 is Aishwarya, 11 Riya Sharan, 12 Aishwarya JK, 13 is Sulfa Fatima, 14 Nishanti, 15 Gayatri, and the coach of the team K. Prabhu, and the assistant coach R. Delhi Raj. The lineup of the Karnataka team: chest number 4 Suprita, 5 Sanjana, 6 Digda, Bandhavya is 7, Bhumika 8, Priyanka 9, Lopamudra 10, Grishma 11, 12 is Roshni, 13 Chandana, 14 Yashashwini, and 15 Pavan Reddy. In the meantime, the third quarter has just commenced. Tamil Nadu in possession, and a foul called on Snigdha by the referee Alan Jose, chest number 6, as Chandini of Tamil Nadu was trying to make her way into the restricted area. Chandini with the free throws. Not able to convert the first one, and no addition to the Tamil Nadu score, which remains on 25. Chandini scores the second free throw to reduce the lead by a point. Karnataka still ahead by 7 points at this stage. Bandhavya fakes, sends in a good pass, but pulled up for violation. A good call by the referee against Snigdha, who faltered by lifting a pivot foot before she dribbled the ball and is rightly pulled up for a floor violation.
Gaping holes in the defense, Norman. And it continues. The woes for Tamil Nadu in defensive, the defensive play continues into the second half.
A fast attack from Karnataka. Priyanka back to Suprita, trying to find Bandhavya. Bandhavya from the 3-point, but the ball is way away from the target, and the rebound taken by the Tamil Nadu team. Dispossessed. A long pass. Can she hold the ball? But Darshini commits a foul. A hand-checking foul. Holding, and a side throw for Tamil Nadu. Under the Tamil Nadu basket for Karnataka. Bandhavya. The ball off her feet goes out of bounds, and a throw in for Tamil Nadu. The quality of the game has not been of a very high order, but nevertheless Karnataka still ahead by 7 points. And there you see Avanti getting the ball on the pivot, moving into the restricted area and using her height and reach to score a basket. 5 points separates the teams now. Karnataka 33, Tamil Nadu 28. Bandhavya, cross-court pass. Bhumika from the zero angle, but not able to convert his Bhumika, and the ball now with Tamil Nadu. Nishanti. On to Darshini. Darshini from the 45 angle. Off target, and rebound collected by Bandhavya. Bandhavya from the zero angle, and relieve some sort of a pressure which Karnataka was for the last couple of minutes after resumption, and brings up a basket from the zero angle to stretch the lead to 7 points at this stage. Lopamudra being inducted back into the game, and being taken out is Bhumika for the Karnataka side. Nishanti to Mridula. Shristi Soren drives in, but unfortunately for her, the release was not perfect, and no points added to the Tamil Nadu tally. Bandhavya, Priyanka, a good shot, but unfortunately for her, the ball is off target, and the rebound collected by the Karnataka team. Lopamudra to Priyanka, taking the use of the board and getting 2 more points for her side is Priyanka. 37-28. There you see Priyanka using the board and getting 2 points for her side. Interception by Lopamudra. Fast break. Can Bandhavya score it? Pulled up for a foul. The ball not entering the basket, and 2 free throws would be taken by Bandhavya now. 28-37. The lead now the highest so far in this match. Karnataka leading by 9 points, and a charge timeout called for by the Tamil Nadu coach Prabhu with 7 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. And this is the third quarter of the final match in the 67th Junior National Basketball Championship in the women's section.
As compared to yesterday, Norman, do you notice that both the coaches are actually digging deeper into their bench and using more of the players? Maybe it is to find the right permutations and combinations, which ones will fire and when, but unless Tamil Nadu actually digs right down to and plays, basic defense, good solid defense, and cuts down on all those turnovers and controls the offensive rebounds. They are in offensive and defensive rebounds actually. They are in a spot of a bother here, and this is the big stage. There is not too much time to correct all these errors. Unless you do it right now, it's really not going to translate by way of results.
Bandhavya scoring the first free throw, and the lead now up to 10. Lovely shot. 1 more point to the tally of Karnataka. 39 to Tamil Nadu's 28. Can Tamil Nadu come back into this match? Gayatri is fouled as she was trying to break away from the defensive cordon and enter into the restricted area. 2 free throws to her. As rightly Aparna said, that the Tamil Nadu coach is trying to use more of his bench, and because yesterday it was Avanti who came off the bench and brought about a superb victory for Tamil Nadu, and can Gayatri do it today? Missing both her free throws, and the rebound with the Karnataka team. Suprita on to Bandhavya. Lopamudra on the zero angle, takes an attempt, and the ball tapped out of bounds by Darshini for a throw in under the Tamil Nadu basket to be taken by Karnataka. Suprita to Priyanka. Bandhavya. There you see how quick are the Karnataka players to get back to a missed shot and collecting the rebounds. Time and again, this has been the story today.
And what was surprising about that particular possession is, yes, Lopamudra or that was, I think Lopamudra was reaching for the ball. Nishanti ran, but she made no attempt to reach for the ball. So she just ran along with Lopamudra. Lopamudra got possession of the ball, and Karnataka retains the possession. So what was Nishanti doing without even trying to reach for the ball? You can't watch the game from inside. You'll have to play it. A foul rightly called on Snigdha. That's the cohesion of play that I've been telling time and time again, that Karnataka seems to be a more of a well-knit team that seems to know what they're doing, or rather knowing where the rest of the players are and which position they are in on the floor. So Suprita seems to have a better court vision, and she's using it to the max, considering the fact that they seem to have a better chemistry than Tamil Nadu has on the floor.
Looks like Tamil Nadu is slowly fading away, but let's hope that a resurgent Tamil Nadu would make a fight back of it. They now trail by 13 points. Just about 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 24-second shot clock violation by the Tamil Nadu team. And this is what should not happen, because either you make an attempt where there's a possibility of getting a basket, but just giving away the ball on a platter to your opponents without making an attempt is going to be very, very problematic for you as the game progresses. Lopamudra. Suprita. Intercepted by the Tamil Nadu team. Darshini. Nishanti now. On the top of the D. Avanti missing on that occasion.
There were 3 Karnataka players on Avanti. I would like to see some of that spunk on the from the Tamil Nadu side. Instead of watching what is happening, Tamil Nadu should now have to play. It's a good rebound there by Nishanti. Nishanti was fouled by Lopamudra. A pretty hard whack over there, and Lopamudra seems to be trying to shake off the pain. Aishwarya comes in place of Chandani. Misses an under basket. Karnataka lead 41, Tamil Nadu 28, with 3 minutes 47 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
(41-28) in favor of Karnataka. Shrishti from the zero angle. Not a clean shot, but then a good interception by the Karnataka team. Suprita. A long pass to Lopa. A beautiful pass that was. Just pushing the ball onto an unguarded Bhumika, who makes no mistake under the basket. And now the lead up to 15. 28-43 the score in favor of Karnataka. Bandhavya.
From the looks of it, it looks like Karnataka is actually playing a very simple, clean, uncomplicated game. Sticking to their basics and spreading the ball out smoothly, more court vision, and playing offensively and defensively, firing on both ends of the court. It's a more complete game so far.
Tamil Nadu really need to pull up their game now. They have hit a low ebb of the game so far, not being able to get baskets. And on the other hand, it is Karnataka who is continuously scoring, and Bandhavya getting the last basket There you see Bandavia scoring an easy basket. No defense to prevent her from scoring. Aishwarya not able to score and the ball goes out of bounds.
A scoring streak will actually help Tamil Nadu right now too, but for that they need to first contain the opponent's offense and go on a scoring streak of their own. Right now the team looks like, their shoulders are slumped, the body language is not so great, so something needs to be done about that.
Losing position is Karnataka as a pass from Priyanka was not able to be controlled by Bhumika, resulting in a throw-in for Tamil Nadu. Avanti, unfortunate for her, not able to convert. Once again missing is Avanti. Rebound collected by Bhumika, and in the meantime, a foul has been called on chest number 4 of Tamil Nadu, Darshini. Fourth team foul by Tamil Nadu in this half. About 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining on the game clock in this the third quarter. Lopamudra. 3 more points. A good shot. Making the use of the back support was Lopamudra and bringing off a very important basket. It looks more or less now that Tamil Nadu would really find it difficult to come back into this match. They have not been able to score. They have not been able to defend. Their passing has gone awry. And a 20-point lead at this stage with just about 30 seconds remaining in this the third quarter. Lopa.
If Tamil Nadu can find the grit and tenacity that they used yesterday against Chhattisgarh, there is a very good chance that they might come back into the game. But right now, nothing is showing, no indication of that so far in this game. The lead is extended to 22 points and Karnataka are comfortably ahead with 50 to Tamil Nadu's 28. So very, very nice block there by Lopa, and that's Bandavia. Bandavia feeding to Lopa. But that's the end of the clock there, and we are now going to be moving into the fourth quarter.
Foul called on Bandavia. Makes no mistake with the first free throw, and Karnataka move on to 51. 52 with that shot, and a 24-point lead going into the fourth quarter is the Karnataka side. The runner-up at the last edition enjoying a comfortable and a solid 24-point lead at the end of the third quarter.
There you can see the quarter-wise points tally, and although the first quarter seemed fairly evenly placed, the second quarter Tamil Nadu has been trailing considerably. The third quarter is actually quite pathetic with a 15-point deficit. Tamil Nadu has managed to score just 3 points in this quarter, and Karnataka has very comfortably maintained an average throughout. So it's going from bad to worse actually for Tamil Nadu with 13, 12 and 3 points. I don't know what it's going to take for these girls to get back into the game so far, but if they don't do it now in the next 10 minutes, they'll have to be satisfied with the second place finish.
Three points in a quarter of 10 minutes. Really pathetic at this stage, and that too in the final. And if you really want to do well and come back, Tamil Nadu has to do something drastic in the very initial stages of the fourth quarter. The position with the Karnataka team now. They have pulled up their game right when it mattered. Bandavia, Lopamudra, Priyanka, Suprita, all of them contributing in some way or the other. Lopamudra. Priyanka on the top of the D. 7 on the shot clock. Bandavia trying to get inside, not able to do so. Suprita from the 3-point. There you see once again the Karnataka team, how they've been able to collect the second attempts. Closing position is Amrita, and Karnataka back in possession of the game. Karnataka now trying to slow down the game, trying to keep the ball in rotation more in the front court. The Karnataka defense doing really good, not allowing the taller Tamil Nadu players to come inside and collect the offensive rebounds. And with their offensive not being on target, the Tamil Nadu defense has also crumbled. And the result is clearly evident, with Tamil Nadu trailing by 24 points in this, the final quarter. Bounce pass to Lopamudra, but the ball is tapped away by Avanti. And into the front court is Tamil Nadu.
No matter what the performance of the Tamil Nadu players are, like, the one person that has impressed me so far in this game is Avanti, with her solid defensive play and offensive play. It looks like she's probably the only player that has come to play today. Her defensive efforts have been very, very good, with a number of blocks. I mean, if we had the statistics to show for it, then it would really speak in her favor. Karnataka are just way too comfortably perched right now to really worry about anything, and the momentum of what they have done so far is going to carry them through to the next 7 or 8 minutes left to getting in the national championship. Starting with the body language, everything has to change for Tamil Nadu, but 7 minutes and 40 seconds and this kind of a lead, I'm not sure how they're going to pull that off. That was an outnumbering attempt, not exactly an outnumbering attempt, but rather trying to find Suprita under the basket. You can see the brand of play, that aggression that Karnataka is bringing. Very smooth, very neat. It's looking quite poetic, in fact. A steal right under the basket by Bandavia. They will reset and play.
The Tamil Nadu team in total disarray, both in offense and in defense. 28 is their tally against 54 by Karnataka. Nothing seems to be going right for them. Only the first quarter, where they scored 13 points, they had a slight edge over the Karnataka team. The second, they scored 9 points lesser than their opponents. And in the third quarter, they could score only 3 points against 18 by the Karnataka team. Charge timeout for the Karnataka team. They are enjoying a comfortable lead of 26 points at this stage. The referees controlling this game: Alan C. Jose from Kerala, Biswajit Oja, the referee for this match, FIBA referee from West Bengal, and to the right of your screen is Rajiv Sharma, BFI referee from Assam. 6 minutes and 24 seconds remaining here at the Rajiv Gandhi Indoor Stadium in Puducherry, which has been the venue for the 67th Junior National Basketball Championship for men and women. 26 teams participating in the men's section, 22 in the women, a total of 128 matches slated, and we are witnessing the final in the women's section. Still Tamil Nadu not being able to get any points. Tussle for the ball. Bandhavia is on the floor, but a held ball situation occurs and Tamil Nadu entitled for the alternating position would now be handed over the ball after the held ball situation that occurred and right underneath the Karnataka basket. The only question now on everybody's mind is, can Tamil Nadu come back into this game? But the way they are playing, once again, a bad pass and losing position is Tamil Nadu.
More than can they come, Norman, it is will they put in the efforts to come?
They really need to do that because otherwise the lead is too big and a couple of baskets by them would really put the pressure on Karnataka, and this would be the right time for them to put on the pressure and come back into this game. Priyanka driving in, a clean way for Bhumika. But Bhumika's shot is off target. The rebound collected by Tamil Nadu.
Despite the fact that they started off fairly on even keel, Tamil Nadu looked nothing like the team that played yesterday. And in every department, or rather every aspect of the game, Karnataka has proved superior in so many ways that this final is looking to be a one-sided affair. At least the scores seem to indicate so. 54-28 favor of Karnataka. And 5 minutes 30 seconds remain to determine the winner of this 67 Junior National Basketball Championship. They seem to be finding the open man very, very easily inside. Norman, I think a great idea would be to bribe each of these girls to raise their hands for defense. What do you think?
Yes, I think that is the only possibility left for Tamil Nadu now. Getting a basket is Nishanti after a very long time. And the score for Tamil Nadu moving on to 30 at this stage. Fouled in the act of shooting, converts the basket and is also entitled for additional free throw, which she makes no mistake. A long pass to Bandhavia and no defense whatsoever to stop Bandhavia getting those 2 points for Karnataka. Just scoring would not suffice for Tamil Nadu at this stage. They need to score and they need to prevent Karnataka from scoring. There you see the long pass right from Priyanka and Bandhavia showing a clean pair of heels to the Tamil Nadu team. Once again, it's an outnumbering situation, 3-on-2. Bhumika back to Suprita. Lopamudra on the top of the D. Making an attempt but not able to convert, and the rebound collected by Tamil Nadu. 33-58. Getting the better of two defensive players.
That's the kind of spunk that we should see from every one of the Tamil Nadu players. Make those attempts. But if you're going to make those attempts, you still have to plug the gaping holes in your defense. Stop them from scoring. But no, it's so easy for Karnataka to have come up with all these fast break opportunities and continue to score with ease. They are finding so many easy openings inside, it's not even funny. I mean, we are actually beginning to sound very, very repetitive behind the mic, but that's how it goes. And that's how the cookie is going to crumble for Tamil Nadu with 4 minutes 42 seconds remaining. And Karnataka lead Tamil Nadu 58-35. It looks like they already have their names etched on that metal there, Norman.
It's been a good team effort by the Karnataka team. Suprita controlling the game well, Bandhavia doing a bit in scoring. Bhumika and Priyanka coming up with the rebounds on both the boards. What a lovely pass that was from Bandhavya. Bhumika back to Suprita. 7 on the shot clock. Intercepted. A good one. Can she make it? A good interception made by Darshini there. Stealing away the ball from Bandhavya. There you see Darshini going for a basket. Is fouled by Suprita in the act of shooting. And Nishanti. That was Nishanti, just number 14 of Tamil Nadu. Misses the first free throw. Nishanti making amends and scoring the second free throw. (36-58). 4 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in this game.
Oh no, let this torture end. Look at that. 4 minutes is a tad too long for Tamil Nadu to endure this kind of a game. Easy work. Karnataka is making mincemeat of Tamil Nadu here.
The defense has really left large gaps.
More so, Norman, if you actually watch, the Karnataka team is using the space so well by constantly you have floaters cutting in and out of the paint, creating more and more gaps. Not that these people are playing fantastic defense in the first place. It's just throwing open the defense further by having all these floaters cutting in, you know. It's creating more gaps. I have not seen any situation in this game so far that even required a pick and roll. All they have to do is keep cutting in, continue to cut in, and you find your open man free, find the open man, feed the open man, the shot is made. And no, if you miss the shot, don't worry, you'll still get the ball. (24 points down. Karnataka lead 60-36 with 3 minutes 30 remaining.
Continuing to be a story of missed chances. Long pass to Lopamudra. Wrong pass from her.
A foul was drawn, but I think it would have been a sensible play if she had just dropped the pass to Nishanti, who was right behind. At least that would have been a sure shot. That was Mridula with the 2 free throws. Finding the open man again, that was Lopamudra. Suprita found her easily with a bounce pass through the defense. And what did the defense do? Had their hands down and watched.
Good shot.
Mridula with a very sweet scoop layup there. Once more bounce pass. Mridula. Tamilnadu will keep possession of the ball. A minute and 48 remaining. 22 points down. This championship is in Karnataka's favor. This is as good as done.
Looks a Herculean task for Tamil Nadu now. Mridula bringing off that free throw conversion. Still the lead by 21 points. The second free throw also converted. Karnataka ahead 62-42.
With this win, actually, Karnataka will be the unbeaten team in the championship.
Yeah, they are the only team so far who have not lost a single match. Tamil Nadu, even though they are playing the finals in the league phase, they had lost to Chhattisgarh and Haryana. Karnataka on the other side, maintaining a clean slate in the league and getting the better of Punjab in the quarterfinals and defeating Maharashtra in the semi-finals. A last-minute effort from the Tamil Nadu coach. Just about 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in this game. A comfortable lead of 20 points. At this stage is the Tamil Nadu team. The referees of this game, Rajiv Sharma from Assam. The referee, Biswajit Oja, and to the right of the screen is Alan C. Jose of Kerala. A good job done by the referees in this game. Kept the game under control. Hardly any occasions when there were some calls which were contested by either of the coaches. Can she do it? Yes, she does. A good hook shot from Nishanti, reducing the lead by 2 points. 44 Tamil Nadu, 62 Karnataka. Interception by them. A good pass to Mridula. Mridula not able to convert, and the rebound taken by Priyanka. Suprita. Into the last minute of play we are now. Bounce pass to Priyanka. Bandhavya. Suprita. Trying to use the shot clock. Bandhavya with the 3-point. The rebound taken by Priyanka. Bhumika, both of them missing their shots. And this could possibly be the last position of the ball for Tamil Nadu in this game.
Ironical that they seem to be applying a lot of pressure in the last less than a minute of game remaining, and I'm finding that Tamil Nadu is actually hustling to play. Where did this hustle go for the 40 minutes, the regulation time?
Basket count and a foul on chest number 9 of Tamil Nadu, Shristi Suren. 2 points to the tally of Karnataka. 64-44 then the score, and just 8 seconds remaining in this game. Shot of Lopamudra is off target. The rebound collected by Tamil Nadu. Mridula trying to find Darshini, and Darshini's attempt is off target. There goes the hooter. The final whistle for this, the women's final of the 67th Junior National Basketball Championship. The jubilant Karnataka team celebrating their victory, a 64-44 win over Tamil Nadu in the finals at the Rajiv Gandhi Indoor Stadium. There you see the Karnataka team along with their coach Mohan Kumar really enjoying, and what a game they have played this evening.
Absolutely worthy winners, Norman. They really played very well. The next one should be quite a bit of a tussle, with Kerala and Tamil Nadu playing the men's final in the league phase. Actually, Tamil Nadu lost to Kerala by 1 basket, if I'm not mistaken. That was a very close scoring game too. So it remains to be seen who is going to best the other in an even contest.
It was the third quarter of the match which really made the difference for Tamil Nadu, because they just were able to score 3 points against 18 by Karnataka, and that was the momentum which Karnataka team got to end up as deserving winners in the women's section. The Karnataka team winning the 67th edition of the women's event in the Junior National Championship being played here in Puducherry.
Coming back to the matchup, Norman, what do you think about this final game between Kerala and Tamil Nadu?
Tamil Nadu would definitely be the strong favourites to lift the title. They are the defending champions. They struck a low patch midway during the championship, losing 2 of their games. But then in the last 3 games, they have really raised the level of their performances.
Event, but going by yesterday's game, still their defense can pick up a great deal in order to retain their last year's championship. Kerala too dug themselves out of hole yesterday, and they raised their game in the last quarter actually to beat upstage Delhi, who were actually in the lead for most part of yesterday's semi-final, and it was those last few minutes that ended up in Kerala's favour.